Square, and let's go with... we'll listen to this first.
This show on WHPC is brought to you by the Long Island Nets, who are hosting the first Long Island Nets Hoop Fest 3x3 tournament on August 25th and 26th at NYCB Live, home of the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. All skill levels are welcome to play. Not playing? There's plenty for you too, including a festival full of activities like bounce houses, food trucks, a sneaker show, and much more. More information can be found at longislandnets.com.
Want more sports? We have more sports.
Check out all of the sports offered on the Voice of Nassau Community College.
From the press box, Monday mornings at 9.
The home stretch, Monday afternoons at 5.
Beyond the Game, Tuesday afternoons at 5 and Friday afternoons at 3.
And Sports Talk, Thursday evenings at 9.
We've got the sports you care about covered on the Voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC.
WHPC HD, Garden City.
Available on the iHeartRadio app.
You're tuned into Long Island's only FM sports voice. This is Sports Talk on 90.3 WHPC.
All right, Sports Talk, you are indeed tuned into 90.3 WHPC, WHPC HD, where we're on a show called Sports Talk, which you can hear every Thursday evening from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., 100% commercial free. We've been going on it for a long, long time. We've got another hour commercial free to go talk. We've got Dave from Franklin Square with us on the line, Cameron Monagora, Mark Dukowski, Nick Ornberger. My name is Chris Muldoon, and Tristan Hamilton is on assignment, and we're in hour 2, and we've only touched the surface of the National Anthem, which apparently wasn't even voted on by the NFL owners. It was just like, it's going to be this way. And you've got certain owners who are laissez-faire about it, and certain ones who are very gung-ho on it, like Jerry Jones, very gung-ho on it. Then you got Christopher Johnson, who is the caretaking owner of the Jets right now, while his brother is the ambassador to England, Woody Johnson. And that's the thing where he's walking the tightrope, because it's the president coming out on this and double downing today, as he said that you should not have a job or whatever if you kneel or whatever, or leave America, or some crazy line like that. But Christopher Johnson's like, hey, I gotta look like it's not political, so I will gladly pay for any kind of fines that we incur or whatever. The other thing is that we're just talking about kickoffs. Do you see what they're going to do with the kickoff now in the NFL?
They're going to be eliminating it.
So you can, no running starts, no overloading sides in terms of who's running that. So it's going to be more of a punt, if you think about how punts are today.
It's nonsense.
Or a free kick.
And look, I'm all about for player safety, but you know what they looked into? They looked into the 7% of kickoffs over the last, since they changed the rules last, since they moved back and they said, okay, 7% of the time, because of a wedge or some running starter formation of wedge. Yeah. You're talking about 7% of the time. How often does this happen? Like, come on.
Well, do you know what they even used for the most compelling case? They said that 5 of the concussions occurred on touchbacks. So they said, how can we have concussions on plays that mean nothing, right? Where the ball doesn't even get run out. So that's their smoking gun.
But what do you... So,
That's right. That's right, Dave. That's right.
We should go for the scramble.
So you know what? From now on, if an offensive lineman touches a defensive lineman, they need to stop right where they're at. End of story, because it's too dangerous.
What is this, Arthur Murray?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that's what's going to go on.
It's crazy. This game's not going to look the same in 10 years.
And the story was that they got all like these special teams coaches in the room and said, hey, come up with something because we're going to get rid of the kickoff otherwise.
Two-hand touch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Flags.
Well, you know, I've said it to you many times. Expand the width of the field. That might take.
That's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, I mean,
it'll cut it
look
to
up
seats.
north. I mean,
Canada.
Yeah. Once you expand the width, you're making these these lumoxes have to run an extra couple of yards. And you might take a little speed out of the game also.
It's not a. I actually like that a lot.
Yeah. Well,
they also put a penalty on the type of penalty tackles you do as well now. What you can do with your head.
You guys are killing it for me. You really. I mean, I remember in the 70s they would actually create a wedge on a kickoff.
Yeah.
They would actually create a V.
Yeah.
And some poor guy on the defense on the kickoff team was known as the wedge buster.
Yep.
So this is a guy that had to take on the behemoth that was running, and I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I remember the one guy easily forgotten, Mickey Zofko. He came from Minnesota. He played for the Giants, and again, it's the whole thing. I'm a wedge buster. Oh my goodness gracious! I'm going to sound like Susan, aren't I?
They sure are.
Was that in the third preseason game?
My goodness gracious!
Was that the third preseason game? There was a backup quarterback.
Probably. Yeah. You know what? I want to thank you for bringing up the title of the Wedge Buster. Maybe that's exactly what they missed their opportunity to use Christian Hackenberg for. Maybe he should have just been, all right, well, you're not going to quarterback, Christian. Just be the Wedge Buster on kickoffs.
Well, if anything we learned that Teddy Bridgewater is healthy. Because
and why did the Jets give him a 1 year? Suppose he excels. You could have signed him for a couple of million more for 2 years. Now, if he excels after 1 year, he's going to walk on you.
Who, Teddy?
Yeah.
Well, but they already got two quarterbacks ahead of him.
They can't get anything for him though if they want to trade him.
Right.
I use the word excel, and don't dismiss Hackenberg because he's going up there to the guru Gordon.
Oh, for God's sake,
Alex Gordon and stuff.
Wait, he'll be in Oakland. He'll be in wherever he'll be. They call themselves these days. But he'll be there, and what are they going to do with him? Because they already got Carr, and there's also another backup behind
E.J. Manuel.
E.J. Manuel.
There's a lot of speculation that they may have been wrong about Derek Carr. That's everything I read is that they're looking at it and saying to themselves they need backup plans because Derek Carr has not been the same for about a year and a half now, and that's starting to raise alarms.
Against playoff teams. He was very good against the garbage that he had to play against. My last thing about the NFL, and I'll end it with the NFL as far as the kneeling. TV revenues are tied in very big to sponsors, obviously. With all the new, again, I'm a dinosaur, but with all the new streaming, this, that, and the other thing, the NFL has to appeal to the guys that want to sell the watches, the cars, the chalupas, and everything else like that. If you can't produce a product that these people, that you can say to them, hey, we're 100% clean, you're going to be able to. I mean, I watch car commercials, and I gloss over them in the sense that first of all, I'm on mute. But I'm not going to afford. I'm looking at stupid people that are actors pretending they're married and stuff like that.
That's why I love the car commercials at Christmas. The big bow on top. It's like, don't you realize that's actually when you're married, it's our money? So it's like, okay, I just spent $1,000 on a car. Oh, honey, thank you. It's like, well, actually, we did. It's our money. So
the only way that works is you loosened up the lug nuts. But no, that's an old joke. Sorry.
That's funny. I'm sorry, that just hit me there. That's funny.
Well, when you talk about guys that get divorced, the first thing you say to them, well, why don't you loosen the lug nuts up?
Cut the brake line.
They go, you're right. I was like, no, I'm really not right. Thank you. But, and another thing, watching baseball last night, where are the nicknames?
What do you mean, where are the nicknames?
We had everybody had a nickname as far as Walt No Neck Williams. Stuff like that.
You got plenty. You got Albert the Machine Pujols. You got Mike the Fish Trout.
You're talking about a game where I don't know, 50%, I'll say, are foreigners. So they don't have nicknames per se.
What is this? Ohtani not pitching against the Yankees?
That's not to be at Yankee Stadium. Or one of two things: A, it's not to be at Yankee Stadium, or B, it's not to go against Tanaka because the press will go. The Japanese press will be 10,000 strong.
Well, that's the thing. They don't want that. The Rangers don't want Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers.
I'm sorry. The Angels don't want that anywhere but in L.A. That's why he's getting pulled. I don't want to hear anything about he needed an extra day of rest. They're pulling him simply because we're not letting the Yankees have that matchup.
Well, imagine any left batter that short porch is just. Oof.
You know what would be the best though? Say if he bats that day on that Sunday. I think he said he was available for batting on Sunday. He just hit the home run against Tanaka.
Knock him down. Get out of here.
Yeah. How's that bird bath, Dave?
This guy's unbelievable, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's done everything. How do you... Rookie of the Year, he's obviously going to get, and that always becomes a debate because he's really not a rookie, blah, 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 blah.
That's like Ichiro that year.
But, yeah, exactly. But, like, MVP becomes a thing like, well, this guy, you can't really ask him to do any more. He pitches, he hits.
I have a big problem, though. He doesn't play every day.
He plays.
He bats, he does.
He hits 3 days out of 5.
Oh, he hits 3 days out of 5, and then
he pitches on his off day. No, I'm sorry. He pitches and hits on a day, and then he hits. He has a day off, then he hits, and then he hits, and then he has a day off, and then he pitches again.
Wait, so when he pitches, he hits the same day?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
unless I'm mistaken.
No, you may mistaken.
If he pitches, is he the DH?
No, he wouldn't be the DH. He'd just be
No.
For himself.
You can do that. No, they're not doing that. I'm sorry. You're right. No. No. They are. I've seen him hit on a day he's pitched.
Yeah, I have too. That's why I'm.
Yeah, but then if you pull him from the game, then.
And yes, he's listed as the DH if he does that.
But how about the pitcher that comes in after him?
Pitch hit for a DH.
Okay. Yeah, they pinch hit him.
Yeah.
And Under Armour actually gave baseball back $50 million because they don't want to be represented for the next 2 years by MLB.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, Nike's going to take over.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wait, what happened with this Under Armour?
They had 2 years left in their contract, and they actually handed MLB $50 million back, saying thanks but no thanks. I think it might be the financial stability of Under Armour.
You know what the thing is? It's not just that. It's the fact that they're making so much money off the Steph Curry shoes they're selling, everything else. They just want to go full in NBA and not even deal with baseball because they're not making enough money off it.
You know, I tell you, I grew up with S. Klein and W.T. Grant sneakers. It was a bin, and
the bin Pathmark specials.
Yeah, for $10 you got two of them.
Yeah, $10. That's a lot. We get $1.99 is what we got.
And then you'd put them in your Jerry Cosby bag, right?
Jerry Cosby was very expensive. Jerry Cosby was stuff you could dream about, but you could never go to Jerry Cosby.
Sitting under.
I don't know what this is, but
Jerry Cosby was, if you would they had a lot of authentic Islander stuff. There's one on Post Avenue across from Holyrood Cemetery. There's one directly above Madison Square Garden. They always had the best hats, the best hockey jerseys, the best baseball hats, whatever it was. It was a great store, but it was like the Holy Garden. No one had money for that, so it was stuff that you wish you could have, but you didn't. It was the same thing when I would go to a baseball game. It'd be the only time I could ever see an out-of-town hat. Because you'd go, and they would generally have some teams from either the Yankee or Mets division, and then the team they were playing that night. And they even had them in helmets for them. It was like, wow, a helmet for them. Because you could, unlike today, where you can see them everywhere you go, where you've got out-of-town teams, blah, blah, blah. That was the only time you ever saw out-of-town, and it was like a luxury. Like, wow, a Padres helmet? Oh, my God.
And a hat. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And no, they also had the bag, too. Was their claim to fame, right? The Jerry
Cosby bag, yeah, sure. Yeah. I bought a Providence College hat.
I want to have the basketball fans weigh in on this. When we years ago, it was the old thing was you only had to wait for the last 5 minutes of a game, to see the enjoyment. Is it true now that and I'm not joking, but the game is basically determined in the first 5 minutes?
Right.
Not necessarily. It depends on the game, and the reason is because when you get juggernauts starting to face each other, we saw it in Game 3 and 4 between the Celtics and the Cavs. Mostly in Game 4 because that was evenly matched until about the third quarter, and then they just kind of exploded.
The NBA likes it to be close, and they managed with their referees. They keep it close, and also the guys in the guys in the NBA generally they're fairly lazy and don't really kick it in until the end. So it's like they kind of so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's weird now because the Rockets Warriors game. I mean, the NBA doesn't need that to go 7 because they want the Warriors. So but that could go 7, but they don't need they don't want the Rockets upsetting the apple cart. But the Rockets have a good enough household name players at the NBA could be fine with it, but they want Durant and Curry in the final. That's what they want.
Speaking of which, at the end of the half, I'm sorry, it's 45-all Rockets Warriors.
Yeah, so that's one of those games where
if they could drag Mendy Rudolph out there at 85 to referee a game, they could laugh now.
Right, I mean they manage it for the problem with the Cavaliers Celtics is that's a game 6. The Cavaliers have to win that game.
Yep.
And they were very tired. They were very, very tired last night.
You know what? I don't think the whole team was tired. I think LeBron's exhausted from carrying this entire team.
He's played 99. He played every game this year. He played 99 games this year. So this will be his 100th game.
He played his best season of his life.
Yeah, and he's 33. And just he outscores his team every time. And I don't know. He's been 8 consecutive finals? What's some crazy number of finals?
It's now what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive.
The last
NBA
time he wasn't
finals.
in was when the Celtics eliminated him in Game 6.
Yep.
So we're looking at a Game 6 tomorrow night against. Now this Celtics team is supposed to be a rebuilding team, right? Hayward went down Game 1. Irving's been out since March. This is supposed to be a rebuilding Celtics team, but here they are, knocking on the door. of the NBA Finals.
Listening to Paul LaDuca today, I never thought. In fact, I love him as a horse racing analyst, but he was talking about baseball, and he was talking about the Mets part.